Hi there, beautiful souls watching. Welcome and thank you for being here with me. I'm Gabrielle, retired medium in Germany, and I like to share some of my otherworldly experiences and insights. So, this one is about integrity. But before I start with that, I want to say a few words about my last video with this uncomfortable dream I had, this witness dream. Well, I even had clients, survivors of cults and survivors of child abuse, sexual abuse, and trafficking. And I even know that the human trafficking is not only on or in the earth, in underground installations, tunnels and bunkers. It's even going out to outer space. And the thing is, when a client tells me a story like that, and there is emotion involved, I get the images. I can see telepathically, or however you want to label that, I can see what they are talking about, what they are describing. I already mentioned in some of my older videos that when I listened to Dr. Michael Saller's exopolitics videos, wherein JP, his whistleblower from the secret space program, is talking about his experiences, I get the images. I see what he is describing, and sometimes I see even more. I see details he is not describing. And I saw what my clients, survivors of cult and abuse, were describing. So I know it's real and it's true. I'd prefer not to know these things, but I cannot unknow what I know. And I know to discern between what is real and what is not. And I know that there are different kinds of dreams. Someone in the comments tried to, decode or analyze my dream into a symbolic meaning. I would love to see what you say to a victim that survived cult abuse and sexual abuse with your symbolic explanations. That was very real and very physically what they experienced. So, well, you can make of that whatever you want. I know what I know, and I cannot unknow what I know. And it is very much the time now, with the amping up of energy and more light coming in from our sun, the consciousness that rules this universe, to shed light upon the dark stuff that is there, has always been there since long ago, and it needs to be seen and acknowledged. Only then you can address it and change or stop it. If you keep it under the rug, like it was done for many, many years, it's not helping, it's not working. You can't come to a hungry man with a philosophy. This man needs a piece of bread, and that's where you have to be very down to earth and practical. So that's what I wanted to add about my last video. And this one about integrity is a theme that, I'm dealing with since a long time. And having had Latin at school, if I go back to the root meaning of the word integer, in Latin that means whole. So that can tell you something. The definition in the internet you can come across is that your ideals or values match what you think and say. That's also some kind of being whole. And, well, the whole theme came up again when I stumbled across a video. I'm pretty sure my guides made me stumble across that, because usually I would not have clicked on that and watched it. It was about telepathy is working, you know. I know that telepathy is working. I'm a trained medium and I had my own experiences with that, so I know it's real. And there was a young blonde 20-something being very proud and, all over the place. Wow, I had an experience with telepathy. And then she started to tell the story. And there were a lot of, suspicious things she mentioned, like in a sentence on the side, and she wasn't even questioning that. So, I had to question that. This young woman said she was lying in bed once, and she's also working with healing energy and giving Reiki sessions and things like that. And she had contact via telepathy with a guy she knew. That's what she said. And she was thinking of him and wanted to send him good vibes and energy and kind of Reiki healing. And when she, in the astral, kind of approached that guy, she felt his wall getting up, because he noticed a contact that somebody was coming in and he just wanted to defend himself. That's how she described it. She felt the wall, and then she assured him, saying, "It's me," telling her name, "and I'm thinking of you, and I just want to send you good energy and Reiki healing energy." And then she said the wall was going down, so he lowered his defense mode, and she just sent her Reiki. And in some sentences, by the way, she mentioned that that guy is very spiritual and had worked on his third eye chakra and his throat chakra a lot. So that's one thing, throwing in, he worked on his chakras, but what do you work on your chakras? And if you only pick one or two out of the whole kind of set, then you're not in even weight. You're just putting attention and energy onto certain things, and the other things you neglect. And she even said, and because he worked so much on these two chakras, something happened that he kind of inverted these two. And there I had to stop in my trail and asking myself, how can you even invert chakras? I don't get that. Sorry. I'm surely not the know everything, but what I know and understand about the whole chakra system is, well, the throat chakra is dealing with truth. And as we are living in duality, so the contrary of truth is lies. And the third eye chakra deals with insight. And the contrary of that is illusion. And then she mentioned that this guy had the feeling he could get into people's head and put in their thoughts or things. So that to me is the second no-go, because there are rules in the spiritual world. The first is really the first cosmic law, like it was always spoken about in the Star Trek films and movies. this is non-interference. You have to respect free will. You don't enter, even if you can, into the head of someone else and put things into that consciousness of another person without their consent. So this can also tell you something about moral and ethical integrity. If someone oversteps so easily these borders and just does what he likes, to me that's a no-go. You have to respect the other person and their freedom. And then she even said, well, and he tried to get girls by that, but it didn't work. That's the third no-go. So that guy was so immature that he only used, or better say, abused, his psychic abilities to get girls. Really? That's all you want? Sorry. Can't help with that. It's just ridiculous to me and speaks of the contrary of integrity. I can't get why people don't understand that there are rules in the cosmos and you can't do just what you like and what you think. If you abuse psychic skills for just your own selfish purposes, even for sexual purposes, and you try to override the will of another person, that will all come back to you, because karma is the law of cause and effect. What you put out, you will get back. And so this whole story, after I finished watching that video, I was really arguing hard with my guys why I had to watch that, and I have my kind of firm view about that. You can say, okay, that's your opinion. Okay, I know it's my opinion. But somebody so obviously not knowing anything about the cosmic laws and rules, and not even trying to understand what he's doing in this field, and just living out his own selfish, immature desires to get girls. Sorry, guys. This is just, I don't know a word. It's impossible for me. And of course, that cannot work, at least in most of the cases. And I'm happy that it does not work. And I really send my compassion to that guy and that blonde something who's befriended with a guy like that. They're dealing with things they don't understand, and they even think they are spiritual people, and they are working on their chakras without knowing what they are doing, and they are just falling prey to all these illusions and lies, and they create their own reality bubble wherein it's okay to override another person's will, like many people, without being asked for their opinion. They just give it to anyone who does not want to hear it and didn't even ask for it. There is another law in the, let's say, invisible realms. You only act when you are asked to. And if you want really to tell somebody something, then you have to ask him first. Do you want to know what I think about that? What is my point of view, or even as a medium? Do you want to know what I get as an input from spirit world about what you just told me? You don't go around and just throw out everything that's in your head or wherever onto all the others. And in a very special sense, because you treat the outside like you treat yourself inside, that gives a deep insight about how you treat yourself inside of yourself. you're not respecting yourself as well. Otherwise, you couldn't be that disrespectful to others on the outside. So that whole story really embarrassed me. And then I heard my guides laughing, not laughing at me, but kind of more laughing with me and saying, well, because it's a theme that needs to be addressed. So, would you please make a video about that? So here I sit, a bit embarrassed still, talking about that. And I would like to inspire you to think about moral and ethics, and especially about integrity and the cosmic laws, even if they're not written and handed out to you in form of written words on paper, they are in the field. And you can read them there or get the content there if you open up with psychic skills to enter the invisible realms. And the beings that are more evolved than we, they all know about that and they respect these laws. And the ones who don't respect the laws, well, that speaks for itself. It can tell you a lot. So please turn to the light inside and get your teaching there from the master in your own heart, your own higher self, your soul, which is a fractal of source, all that is itself, and you are connected to that. You have access to that via your heart. If you go out of your head and your thinking and your interpretations and assumptions, which are mostly wrong, I had to learn that as well, and trust in the information that's coming in vibration, aka feeling, because when you feel, you vibrate your whole system, and light and colors in your heart. You can get that. And I again just recommend use the video on my YouTube channel that has the title Discovering Inner Peace. It's a guided meditation to go into your own inner sacred temple, your own inner heart and soul space, and connect there. And there you can get the teaching, the information you need. Whatever you ask for there will be answered. Like Yeshua said, ask and you will be given. If you don't ask, well, or ask the wrong things, like praying, oh Lord, won't you buy me a Mercedes-Benz, like this famous singer sung in a song. Well, that's kind of a very materialistic prayer that only is selfish, and you only show that you want to have something. If you own it and you be it, then everything will come to you. There is also a very famous site of Yeshua where he said, what is most important about the spiritual path at all? Seek first and foremost the kingdom of heavens inside, and everything else needed will be added. So if you only aim out of greed or whatever for manifesting money, a house, a partner, a car, a boat, then you will only get that, maybe, by using manifestation the right way. But you miss out on the whole other thing around, because the kingdom of heavens is the connection to source itself inside of you that makes you whole and integer. So if you aim for that, you get that and all the other things you might want. But if you aim for that, you don't want anything else. There is no desire for material things. If you're kind of empty of your wishes, then you own everything and you get everything because you do not desire any longer. So that's what I wanted to share with you today. And I leave you with that in the love and light of Source, all that is, within us, around us, and within everything that is. Blessings, love, and light to you, dear souls, on your soul path. Bye.